Mr. Ashok, now the BJP today comes out and says that DK Shivakumar does not have the capability of handling a city like Bengaluru. But the problem here, Mr. Ashok, is that when the BJP was in power, things weren't any different. It was the same issue that we saw, which we are seeing today.
I am a qualified architect with a professional degree as well as a master's holder in architecture. I have studied from CEPT. So I can answer this with a technical points as well as from the political lines. So let's understand this. Now, DK Shivakumar says that even God can't fix it. But what is the point is, he has not hired a right resources who are capable enough to handle the city traffic, cities issues, whether it is solid waste management or any other things. I'll tell you one by one. Now let's come to the traffic problems. As being a qualified person, there are 5 problems in this. One problem is street vendors are parking their vehicles in the place which is heavy traffic areas. Number 1. Number 2, whether it is 150 meters is where the bus stop should be from the interjunctions or where there is a turning or anything else. IRC code says it. And types of vehicles, I will not get into types of vehicles because that cannot be solved overnight. It takes time. And there is one more issue is the tankers and the heavy vehicles are moving around in the peak hours. And now come to the 5th point, which is the intention of a politician or the local MLAs, including the government itself. All these problems can be sorted out if they have a proper intention to solve. You don't need anything else. Street vendors have to be located where there is no traffic chaos which will be created. And according to IRC, wherever the bus stops are planned, that should be planned accordingly. And all our vehicles, heavy load vehicles, should be allowed only in the lean hours, not in the peak hours. If they do these 3 problems, if they solve these problems, at least 30 to 40% of the traffic problems can be solved
Mr. Ashok Gowda,
day itself.
We don't have a guest from the Congress today for the reasons best known to them. But if there was a guest from the Congress today, the guest would ask a simple question. All these solutions that you are giving today, why weren't they implemented when the BJP was in power? It's very easy to talk about all this when you're in the opposition, but did you take any of these steps when you were in power?
I'll come to that. I will come to that. In the current 77 years, 2 years has been a president rule in Karnataka, 2 to 3 years. 49 years Congress has ruled and 25 years non-Congress parties, including Janata Dala, and 9 years of BJP rule has been there. Whenever there is a solution given by the people, and even the politicians have pushed through, our governments have pushed through, including DK Shivakumar, have not implemented this in any way because there will be political agendas behind that. I will tell you one example which has happened in for the waterlogging areas when DK Shivakumar was the first time minister. His own constituency person, then the chief engineer of BBMP, had given a clear-cut proposal.
When was DK Shivakumar the Prime Minister? Mr. Ashok Gowda, sorry, did I hear you wrong?
DK Shivakumar and Bangarappa have put the papers and the solution below their chair and they sat on it. And so the waterlogging continues to be there.
Mr. Ashok Gowda, there seems to be some issue there with your network as well. We'll try to patch that up. But Mr. Syed Asad Abbas, meanwhile, let me know what exactly is happening there, because today people are going to sit here and ask if the Congress government now, for example, look at the statements that are coming in. First, DK Shivakumar says that for 1 year, don't expect any sort of a development because we don't have the money. We need the money to fund our poll guarantees. Now he comes out and says that even God can't fix Bengaluru in 2-3 years. So is this a sort of language one expects from a person who's supposed to be the architect of modern Bengaluru? I mean, that's what he's trying to position himself, because all that we've seen going up ever since DK Shivakumar has come to power are the real estate prices in Ramnagara.
Absolutely, Ashish Saab. I think you've articulated the question very well. I've always believed if there is great power, there's greater responsibility and equal accountability. And the same applies to our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. DK Shivakumar. The fact of the matter is, hand on heart, sir, I can tell you, beat the BJP, governance in my state of Karnataka or Congress or JDS, all of them will believe hand on heart that it is, very difficult, even in the next 3 years, to be able to give a complete solution to the Bangalore traffic woes. Like like the BJP spokesperson said, that there can be a certain implementation which can come in to reduce that drastically. Like, like I mentioned earlier, even Modi ji set a 14-month deadline, but nothing really took place. The fact of the matter is, like I said, Ashish Saab, that there needs to be grit here. Couple of steps taken by Mr. DK Shivakumar, I can tell you, to bring in a solution has been 1,700 kilometers of roads in Bengaluru and the surrounding areas, white topping of the roads, which has begun, 40-kilometer double-decker project, which has been completed, several elevated corridors that we speak of, tunnel roads that we speak of. I believe Katni mein और करनी में बहुत फर्क है. If you say you need to be able to walk the talk needs to come through. Of course, like journalists like yourself and citizens like ourselves, activists, must hold the government in power today responsible. The fact of the matter is, yes, consecutively we've seen this in the Congress regime, in the BJP regime, and also JDS Kumaraswamy Sahab in regime.
Absolutely. So
There
clearly the
needs to be a
political
very
class has
strong-
definitely let us down. But the big question here has to be about accountability.